Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Welcome back again once more. Okay, today we're talking about the current war that is ongoing between Israel and Palestine and other Arab countries. Now we're going to be looking at the history. We're going to just a brief introduction about the history of how this war came into existence. We're going to be talking about the Arab-Israeli War of 1948. Okay, the Arab-Israeli War was a pivotal conflict in the Middle East between Israel and the coalition of Arab states, including Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and Iraq. The war started on May 15, 1948, but we can trace it back to how it began in a short form. Before the First World War, the Israelites were dispersed in many parts of the world, including Europe and America. The Zionist Jews, now called the Israelis, faced severe persecution and discrimination in the European countries, which led to most of them fleeing to Palestine, then under Ottoman Empire. Following World War I, the British took control of the Palestine, which the Ottoman Empire later became weak and inefficient to rule. Now you would ask, Zionist Jews, coming from the word Zionism. Zionism is a movement which helped to seek or established a homeland settlement for Israelites or the Zionist Jews in Palestine. Following the World War I, the British decided to create a settlement for the Zionist Jews in Palestine, which brought about the Balfour Declaration of 1917. But this Balfour Declaration seemed to be abortive, as there was an increase in the migration of Zionist Jews in Palestine, which made the Arab to be agitated and resulted in conflicting clashes. Now, after the Second World War, the British or Britain were no longer interested in the region, the Palestine region, due to constant conflicting tensions in the area. And other Western powers like the United States of America and Russia, which was then the Soviet Union, began to have interest in the Palestine region. In 1947, the United Nations General Assembly called for a meeting, which led to the partitioning of Palestine into two parts, which is the Israeli or the Zionist Jews will administer 55% of the Palestinian territory, while the Arab population will administer about 42% of the territory. Now, this led to a series of conflicting clashes between the Arab population, the already existing Arab population, and the Zionist Jews, and has led to a lot of tensions in the area. The Arabs became angry because they felt that they were cheated by giving the smaller portion of the area and then Jerusalem to be administered by the UN, that is United Nations. Now there have been a series of conflicts in the area due to this division. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the then Prime Minister of Israel, established the independent state of Israel. And on May 15, 1948, the independent state of Israel went into war with a coalition of Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and Iraq. The Israel Defense Forces have been secretly building up their forces against this conflict, and by using defense strategies, and this war has led to a lot of devastating effects on both Israeli forces and the Arab forces. Using strategies of military men like Damosh and so on has helped in Israel conquering the war. Now, this has led to a series of ongoing conflicts in Palestine and other Arab countries even till now. Armistice Agreement was signed in 1949, which established temporary borders between Israel and Arab populations, and even And even during the war, the Western powers still had people they sided with, like the United States sided with Israel, and um, and Russia sided with the Arab countries, and they made the Arab population, sorry, and they made sure that they all provided them ammunitions and war tanks or military weapons and so on. So, and during this war as well, it led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Arab populations, which you can also call as Nakba, or you can also call them catastrophe. Estimated to be about 6,373 Israeli population and 2,400 civilians, and over 3,700 to 13,000 Arab fighters and civilians died in the war. It also led to the occupation of Israeli into the Arab population in their territories. They occupied a lot of the Arab population territories, capturing and conquering them. Then to cause hostilities and conflicts and tensions even till now, which is one of the main reasons in this Palestine or Arab Palestine war that is ongoing right now. It has also led to this ongoing ideological set or group. Yes, that is this terrorist group, just such as the Hamas and the Hezbollah and many other terrorist groups in the Middle East. They are a threat not just only to the Middle East but to the world at large, causing series of tensions and instabilities to the world at large. So I think this is the major prompt reason for the war. Thank you for watching.